From a $50,000 mansion to the birthplace of American independence, these are the 12 North Carolina towns begging people to buy a cheap home. And first, Rocky Mount. Founded in 1867 as a railroad junction, Rocky Mount was built on the idea of connecting places and moving forward. The early settlers probably never imagined their transportation hub would one day become a place where the American dream costs about the same as a luxury vacation to Europe. The median home price is around $188,000, and the cost of living is 19% lower than the national average. This means that your dollar stretches significantly further than in most places in America when you factor in everyday expenses. Browsing through Rocky Mount's Zillow listings feels like shopping in a parallel universe where money still has meaning. 3-bedroom homes with actual backyards, 2-story houses that you can afford, and neighborhoods where your biggest worry is choosing between the local BBQ joints, all selling under $100,000. The job market here is powered by manufacturing and healthcare. Companies like Pfizer and Abbott Labs have operations here, providing the kind of stable employment that comes with actual benefits packages. However, the crime rate clocks in at about 14% above the national average, so you need to do more research on the neighborhood you want to buy a house in. Rocky Mount Mills has transformed into a mixed-use development with restaurants, breweries, and event spaces. The Imperial Center for Arts Insert Images hosts concerts and theater productions, while the Tar River Insert Images provides miles of walking and biking trails. The downside? Some neighborhoods still show their industrial past, and you'll want to stick to areas like West Haven for the best combination of safety and investment potential. But if you think Rocky Mount's affordable, wait until you see how a college town offers reasonable prices with big city amenities. Established in 1786 as Martinsboro before being renamed Greenville in 1787, this eastern North Carolina town started as a simple farming community along the Tar River. Fast forward over 2 centuries, and East Carolina University insert images of the university has transformed this once quiet agricultural center into a vibrant college town that somehow managed to keep housing prices in the realm of actual human possibility. The median home price hovers around $236,000, which might seem a bit expensive. However, the cost of living is 14.7% below the national average. This essentially means you're paying rural prices for above average lifestyle perks. My deep dive into Greenville's Zillow listings revealed student housing, family neighborhoods, and starter homes that start somewhere reasonable. We're looking at 3-bedroom houses for under $200,000 in a city that offers college sports, cultural events, and the kind of nightlife that makes you remember your youthful days. The economy benefits from ECU's massive presence and Vidant Health's regional medical center, creating employment growth. This isn't just professors and doctors. The ripple effect creates opportunities in everything from restaurants to retail to professional services. River Park North offers 98 acres of outdoor recreation, while downtown Greenville provides restaurants, bars, and entertainment venues that make you feel like you're living in a vibrant urban center. The ECU Pirate of the ECU Pirates give you something to cheer about, and being 90 minutes from the coast means beach weekends are actually doable. A population growth rate of 1.5% yearly reflects the steady demand from both students transitioning to residents and professionals discovering they can enjoy urban amenities without incurring urban mortgage payments. However, college town dynamics mean some areas cater more to students than families, and game day traffic can test your patience. But if Greenville's college energy feels too hectic, our next destination offers small town tranquility at prices that seem too good to be true. Born in 1967 from the merger of 3 separate communities, Leakesville, Spray, and Draper, Eden, not the Garden of Eden, was created by combining forces for a better future. These mill towns, which once powered North Carolina's textile industry, have reinvented themselves into a place where 15,000 people enjoy small town charm. When your cost of living is 22% below the national average, that $149,000 house effectively feels like a $100,000 purchase when you factor in groceries, utilities, and everything else. However, the crime rates are 14% above the state average, which means you'll have to be more safety conscious. The Dan River provides kayaking, fishing, and the kind of waterfront access that coastal cities charge premium prices for. The historic Eden Drive-In Theater offers entertainment that costs less than a single movie ticket in Manhattan. At the same time, the weekly farmers market connects you with local producers and neighbors who actually know your name. But if you'd rather not hang out with farmers, our next city's colonial history might just interest you. Founded in 1762 as Kingston, named after King George III, this Neuse River town was so fed up with British rule that it dropped the G during the American Revolution, and apparently it's been dropping prices ever since. What started as a colonial river port has evolved into a retirement paradise where your social security check can actually cover your mortgage payment. The median home price is $141,000, and with the cost of living running at 24.6% below the national average, we're talking about housing costs that leave substantial room for actual living. This means your purchasing power increases by nearly 25% just by changing your address. I explored Kingston's Zillow listings extensively and found retirement-ready homes that cost less than $100,000. 2 and 3 bedroom houses with mature landscaping, established neighborhoods where your biggest decision is whether to fish or garden. The CSS Neuse Museum offers a focus on Civil War history, while Newsway Nature Park provides 58 acres of walking trails and wildlife observation. The annual Kingston Music Festival draws performers and visitors from across the region, creating the kind of cultural amenities that make small-town living feel sophisticated rather than isolated. Healthcare facilities provide local employment opportunities, though job growth remains modest. This is a destination for people who've already built their careers or work remotely, not for those climbing corporate ladders. Crime rates sit 41% above the national average, which is alarming. However, the residents still consider it a safe place to live, so you'll have to trust them on that. The trade-off, limited nightlife, and fewer career advancement opportunities make this better suited for retirees than young professionals. But if Kingston's quiet pace seems too slow, our next city offers more action while maintaining incredible affordability. Incorporated in 1787 and named after the massive lumber industry that once dominated the region, Lumberton has successfully transitioned from cutting down trees to cutting down housing costs. This Robeson County seat, which built its early economy on timber and turpentine, has reinvented itself as the place where young families discover they can afford the American dream without the American debt load. The median home price hovers around $145,000, and with the cost of living 28% below the national average, this becomes one of the most affordable places to raise a family in America. Lumberton's Zillow listings show something remarkable: space, quality, and affordability in the same package. 4-bedroom homes for under $150,000, houses with multiple bathrooms and actual square footage, and neighborhoods where children can ride bikes and play outside. We're talking about family-sized homes at starter home prices. The manufacturing sector has experienced growth, creating blue-collar jobs that come with benefits and opportunities for advancement. Companies are recognizing that Lumberton offers the workforce stability and lower operating costs that support profitable operations. The Lumber River offers kayaking, fishing, and outdoor recreation that costs nothing but gas money to enjoy. The consideration: crime rates are approximately 129% higher than the national average, though this varies significantly by neighborhood. Areas like Tanglewood offer more safety and quality that rival much more expensive communities. But if you're willing to go even smaller for even better deals, our next destination offers rural charm at unbeatable prices. Established in 1840 as the seat of Vance County, Henderson was originally a thriving tobacco market town where farmers brought their golden leaf to auction. While the tobacco warehouses have largely disappeared, this historic town has discovered something even more valuable than crop sales: affordable home ownership within commuting distance of major employment centers. The median home price is $186,000, and with the cost of living 27.9% below the national average, families can achieve home ownership while maintaining breathing room in their budgets. I spent considerable time researching Henderson's Zillow listings and discovered homes that redefine value. Rural properties with multiple acres, established neighborhoods with mature trees, and 3-bedroom houses that start at slightly over $100,000. Kerr Lake offers 50,000 acres of fishing, boating, and waterfront recreation that rivals expensive lakefront communities. J.B. Williamson Park provides baseball fields, walking trails, and community gathering spaces, while the close-knit community creates social connections that money can't buy in larger cities. However, job opportunities focus primarily on healthcare, retail, and government services. This works well for retirees, remote workers, and commuters, but it limits local career advancement opportunities. Crime rates sit about 67% above the national average. Despite this, locals still consider it a safe place to live. The community's size means everyone knows their neighbors, creating informal security networks. But Henderson's rural setting might not appeal to everyone. Our next city offers small-town charm with slightly more urban conveniences. Founded in 1873 and named after David Reed, a former North Carolina governor, this Rockingham County town built its reputation on tobacco warehouses and textile mills. Today, while the cigarette factories have closed and the mills have quieted, Reedsville has found new life as a place where your housing dollar works over time, proving that sometimes the best things come in populations of 14,000. Zillow revealed homes that make you wonder if there's been some kind of pricing error. 3-bedroom houses under $100,000, properties with storage buildings, and neighborhoods where the biggest traffic jam involves waiting for the school bus. Lake Reedsville Park offers fishing, boating, and picnic areas that create weekend entertainment without weekend expenses. The annual Fall Jubilee brings the community together with crafts, food, and the kind of small-town celebration that makes you remember why community matters. Crime rates sit 32% above the state average. However, residents generally consider it a safe place to live, with community alerts about registered offenders, reminders to secure property, and shared information about local emergencies. Bursting into our top 5 with the best deals is Mount Airy. Incorporated in 1885 as a railroad town in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, Mount Airy was just another small southern community until a local boy named Andy Griffith turned it into television gold. What started as inspiration for fictional Mayberry has become very real affordable housing, proving that sometimes small-town values do come with small-town prices. The median home price sits around $202,000, and with the cost of living running 13% below the state average, this represents achievable home ownership for middle-class families, providing substantial savings on everyday expenses. I dove deep into Mount Airy's Zillow listings and found historic properties in walkable neighborhoods, newer construction in family-friendly subdivisions, and rural properties for those seeking privacy and space, all under $200,000. The Andy Griffith Museum draws visitors from around the world, while the Mayberry Days Festival creates an annual economic impact and community celebration. Main Street maintains the kind of walkable downtown that urban planners spend millions trying to recreate. Tourism provides economic stability, though high-wage opportunities remain limited. This works well for retirees, tourism workers, and those who can work remotely, but it may challenge young professionals seeking career advancement. Crime rates sit 0.2% above the state average, with local concerns primarily revolving around minor issues such as stray dogs causing disturbances. But if Mount Airy's tourist focus doesn't appeal, our next destination offers rural living at even more affordable prices. Chartered in 1779 and named after Colonel William Williams, this Martin County seat started life as a small port on the Roanoke River, shipping agricultural products downstream. While the river commerce has slowed to a trickle, Williamston has discovered that sometimes the best things really do come in small packages, like a population of 5,200 and a median home price that makes you question modern real estate math. When your cost of living sits 26% below the national average, that $100,000 house effectively provides the lifestyle of a $125,000 home elsewhere. I searched Realtor.com and uncovered properties that challenge everything we think we know about housing costs. The Roanoke River provides kayaking, fishing, and outdoor recreation that costs nothing beyond gas and time. Historic downtown offers antique shops, local restaurants, and the kind of community gathering places where conversations happen naturally. Homes typically sell within 60 days, giving buyers time for thorough research and careful decision-making. The slower pace extends to the real estate market, creating opportunities for negotiation and thoughtful purchasing. But the town that comes in at number 3 is the birthplace of American independence. Founded in 1760 as a colonial river port, and later serving as the site where North Carolina first declared independence from British rule in 1776, Halifax helped birth American freedom. Today, this historic town offers a different kind of independence, financial freedom through home ownership at prices that seem imported from a different decade. The median home price sits at $93,000, with the cost of living running 26% below the national average. We're talking about monthly payments that leave room for actual living, while your purchasing power increases by a full quarter. Historic Halifax offers Revolutionary War sites and colonial architecture, while the Roanoke Canal Museum provides local history and community pride. The area's historical significance attracts visitors and creates an identity that goes beyond just cheap housing. Crime rates are 28% below the state average, the lowest we've seen on this list. In a town of a few thousand people, everyone knows everyone, creating informal security networks that money can't buy in larger cities. The trade-off: job opportunities are extremely limited, making this ideal for retirees, remote workers, or those willing to commute to larger employment centers. But if Halifax seems too small, our runner-up offers similar prices with slightly more activity. Incorporated in 1870 around the railroad depot that connected eastern North Carolina farmers to distant markets, Mount Olive built its reputation on cucumbers, specifically the kind that become Mount Olive pickles. Today, this Wayne County town, which made its fortune on preserved vegetables, has preserved something even more valuable: college town amenities at small town prices, proving that education and agriculture make surprisingly affordable bedfellows. The median home price hovers around $130,000, and with the cost of living sitting 17.8% below the national average, families can achieve home ownership while maintaining balanced budgets and enjoying modest but meaningful savings on daily expenses. I explored Mount Olive's Zillow listings and discovered beautiful homes for less than $100,000. The University of Mount Olive offers employment stability and cultural amenities, including sports programs, arts events, and continuing education opportunities. The renowned Pickle Festival attracts visitors from across the region, celebrating local agriculture and community spirit. Crime rates sit 2% below the national average, creating a sense of safety that combines small town security with college town energy. The university's presence ensures some diversity and cultural activity while maintaining affordable costs. But impressive as Mount Olive might be, our number one choice offers everything we've been looking for in one incredible package. Established in 1783, Fayetteville was named after the Marquis de Lafayette. Yes, that Lafayette from the Revolutionary War. This Cumberland County seat began as a riverport shipping naval stores and lumber down the Cape Fear River. Nearly 250 years later, what started as a colonial trading post has evolved into North Carolina's best-kept affordability secret. The median home price sits at $220,000, with the cost of living 18.6% below the national average. This represents achievable home ownership for working families while providing nearly 19% more purchasing power than the typical American city. I explored Fayetteville's Zillow listings across different neighborhoods and discovered diversity, quality, and affordability in the same market. I'm talking about 3-bedroom houses under $100,000 in a city that offers urban amenities, employment opportunities, and cultural diversity. The job market is powered by Fort Liberty, formerly Fort Bragg, one of the largest military installations in the world, which creates economic stability that small towns can only dream of. Walmart's regional distribution center, healthcare systems, and supporting businesses provide diverse employment opportunities with growth potential. Property values have shown steady appreciation, making home ownership both affordable and financially sound. The Cape Fear River Trail offers 15+ miles of walking, biking, and outdoor recreation that connects neighborhoods and provides access to natural beauty. Downtown Fayetteville has undergone revitalization with restaurants, breweries, entertainment venues, and farmers markets that create the kind of community life that makes a place feel like home. Cumberland County schools serve the area with diverse programs and facilities, while Fayetteville State University provides higher education opportunities and cultural enrichment. The military presence creates a transient but diverse population that brings worldliness to small city living. Population growth of about 1% yearly reflects steady demand from military families, young professionals, and retirees drawn by the combination of affordability and amenities. With over 208,000 residents, Fayetteville offers the services and infrastructure of a larger city while maintaining reasonable costs. The considerations: crime rates sit near 20% above the national average, which varies significantly by neighborhood. Areas like Haymount offer safety and character that rival much more expensive communities, while other areas require more research and situational awareness. But here's why Fayetteville claims the top spot. It's the only city on this list that offers everything: employment diversity, cultural amenities, educational opportunities, outdoor recreation, housing variety, and the economic stability that comes with major institutional anchors. Fayetteville has successfully maintained the benefits of military economic stability while developing civilian economic diversity. But here's what I've learned after diving deep into these markets. The best affordable town for you isn't necessarily the one with the lowest median price or the highest cost of living advantage. It's the one that matches your lifestyle, career situation, and vision for your family's future. Whether you're a first-time buyer, a growing family, or someone seeking retirement security, these towns prove that homeownership doesn't have to require financial sacrifice or geographic exile. However, do your research, visit these places, talk to locals, and remember that buying a home isn't just a financial transaction. It's choosing where you want to build your life. But if you don't fancy moving to North Carolina and still want affordable homes, don't worry. I've got you covered with the 12 US towns begging people to buy a cheap home. Click the next video to discover these places.